this is Ananya, and today we'll be solving some interview and quiz questions on Python. So I have curated 10 questions for you, varying on many different topics, but it'll be basic on whatever we have learned till date and some complicated too. Alright, so I hope you're ready. Feel free to pause after each question and try the answer by yourself and then continue with the video. Okay, all the best. Alright, so your first question is, Python standard library has various modules. So which language are they built in? And your answer is, it's in the C language. Maximum of them have been built in the C language. Okay, let's move to the next one. What does tilde 5 times 1 evaluate to? And the answer to that is -2. In case you didn't get this, it's pretty simple. Have a quick look at this. So tilde of any x, that's any number, is pretty much equal to minus x plus 1. Now let's take tilde of 1. That will be minus 1 plus 1, that is -2. So for the first tilde, -1, you get -2. Sorry, for the first tilde 1, you get -2. Now when you do tilde of -2, that is -2 plus 1, you get -1. So -1 gives you +1. Right? So that way you go ahead 5 times and you'll end up with -2. Alright, let's move ahead. Third one. You have the string and you are supposed to find the incorrect statement. And here are your 4 options. The incorrect statements are the second and the third ones. That is, S, you are basically assigning a different word to certain characters from the 7th character up to the end. Well, that is not allowed because strings are immutable data types, right? You cannot alter them after you have already declared them as a specific value. Next, s.copy. Strings do not have any method known as copy. Lists have the copy method. Strings do not. Hence, incorrect statements are second and third. Alright, I hope you're having fun. I hope you're being able to solve these. Now let's move ahead. Now you have another string and you're supposed to guess the output to this question. Now the answer to that is, it's exactly the same as the original string. Why? Because if you noticed carefully, I have mentioned that replace its without an apostrophe by that's. Now, its without an apostrophe is not present in the string and hence replace method simply gives you back the original sentence. If it would have been it''s, you would have got that's a string. Let's move ahead now. Fifth one. You're again supposed to guess the output of this statement. Let's try that out. And the answer is not alphanumeric. Well, if you remember long back, we had learned about ternary operators. That's where we had learned this. Let's have a quick run through. We are supposed to return alpha plus numeric if this string satisfies the is-al-num condition. Now, what is is-al-num? Else basically stands for alphabets. Numeric basically stands for numbers. Well, there are letters, yes. There are numbers, yes. But if you see, there's also an @ symbol here, which is a character. And hence, it returns false. And the string that gives the output is not alphanumeric. Pretty simple, right? Let's move ahead. Okay, you're supposed to tell the difference between zip and map. Might be a little confusing or might be not. Try that out. And here you go. Zip and map have a considerable difference between them. And well, if you see, zip basically combines 2 lists, or let's say 2 iterators together, one by one, like each element, first element of list 1 and first element of list 2 gets co-joined together. And what map does is, it basically takes an iterable and applies the function on each element of that iterator. Okay, I'll show you all an example just to make things clear. Have a look at this upper picture. It's for zip. If y'all can notice, you're taking 2 tuples here, ID and name, and you're applying the zip function on it. You see the output here, you get S1 to 1, S2 to 2, and so on. And now come down here to the second picture. You are basically taking a tuple that includes bread, milk, and cookies. Now I want to double the quantity of this, each element inside this tuple. So what I do is I map it to the function double, and you see this parameter a in here. What it does is it basically takes each element one by one. So it will return 2 plus, that is concatenates it along with bread, milk, cookies, and so on. And we are basically getting back the list form of our map function. Now I have given a pretty nice example of map in one of my previous lectures, where we also see how to incorporate lambda and map together. So in case you want to go and have a look at that, please do. Let's move ahead. Seventh one, we are pretty close to the end. Python is an interpreted language. So how do we interpret it? Well, here is your answer. Firstly, Python is not exactly compiled like languages such as C and Java. So what it does is the interpreter directly runs from the source code. Its first step is it takes the source code, transforms it into an intermediate language, and then converts it into machine language. Now what is machine language? Basically binary numbers, 0 and 1, right? And interpreters cannot convert your source code into .exe or executable files. All right, I hope this is clear. Let's go to the eighth one. Okay, this is interesting. We had done this before if you've been following my lectures. What is star args and star quarks? And try out examples. Now, if you want, just pause it and try out an example by yourself. Okay, host, I suppose you've already done it. Now, a quick run through. Star args, you can use it to pass multiple arguments without having to predefine as to how many variables or values you want to pass. You can pass n number of them. And star quarks is the same thing. The only difference is you have to have keywords to it, such as name is equal to Ananya. That way. I'll just show you all an example. See, star args, I had taken this example in my decorators lecture. So if you all want a detailed explanation, just have a quick visit to that too. So what happens is I'm basically passing the names and the designation to the decorator or inner function, and it returns me the name and the designation. To have a clear understanding of decorators, if you all need it, just have a quick view at the decorators session. It will really help you out. Next, star quarks is the same thing, but if you notice here, I'm assigning designation and name to their appropriate, let's say, variables, right, to their keywords, so that I do not have any problem even if the order is rearranged. Now that is the benefit of quarks over args. All right, I hope you all got this. Ninth one, last but not the least. So here we are supposed to write a program to find the longest distance, and the input should be in the format first kilometers, meters, and centimeters. So basically you're supposed to make a function named longest and carry out the action. Here's an example for you. Let's say in the longest function you have passed 2 kilometers, 1999 meters, and 345 centimeters. So from that, your answer should be 2 kilometers, right? Because that's the highest. Now, here you go. This is basically the program for you. Now, I have taken print longest distances and I have passed the function through the print function itself. And basically what I do is I convert the meters and centimeters into kilometers, and I apply the logic of finding the greatest of 3 numbers. Now, if you take a while and observe this, I have left a loophole for you here. What if 2 values are the same? What do you think you should do then? Now that's your task. I have given you 90% of the code. 10% is your job, and I'm sure you'll be able to do it. All right, let's move ahead. The last one for this questionnaire. Again, you were supposed to write a program to list the food products containing 200 plus calories. If it's 200 or more calories, list it out. Now it's pretty simple, no complication at all, and try it out. Okay, I hope you have tried it out. Now here's the code. So what I have done is I've basically made a dictionary named foods, and my key here is the calorie amount, and my value is the item name, or rather say the food product name. Now what I do is I iterate through the keys of the dictionaries, and now if it is greater than or equal to 200, I apply the get method on the dictionary and find my result. So if you can see down here, I have chocolate milk is equal to 1 cup, no, it's not equal to chocolate milk, raisins and brown rice. These three products have 200 plus calories. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope it helped you all out in practicing. I'll be back again with some more questions, and comment down below if you all need more and if you all are enjoying this. I hope this helped. Bye bye. I'll see you all soon.